trying to get some.
Okay. All right. Are we on? We're good. We're live.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. All right.
Hello.
So we started talking, and Shu asked me to start. He's like, "We need to do this live because it was being a little silly." So Shu and I are giving a presentation at the upcoming AEM seminar at the end of this month. And one of the seminars, we'll actually give a couple presentations, but the one that Shu and I are doing together is on video production. And so basically what we're doing is we're going to show people how to convert a boring manual. This is not boring, though. This is our manual. We wrote this and we own this. It's our boating manual. It's the best manual.
The best manual.
Boatpubs.com. Get your own manuals at boatpubs.com. The generic manual on sports fishing in this one, but we also have pontoons, we have sailboats, we have all sorts of different ones. Check it out at boatpubs.com. Okay, so we're going to take our manual in this case, or any manual. The idea is just simply to get people in the heavy equipment industry to stop making manuals that are just completely boring. Now, as you know, one of the things we're going to be showcasing is our Ken Cook cookbook, right? We've talked about this last time, where we have the interactive manual, and we'll have some of that components, but we want to show people how to actually make something, right? And take some boring content and make it into something fun, right? Or at least in something a little more engaging than just simply a book. So what we're going to do here...
Can we make cocktails on stage?
We cannot.
The cookbook?
You gave me a whole nother idea, and we will talk about that. So let me bookmark that for later. Totally awesome idea.
Okay.
All right. So what we have up here is I started drawing out. This will be us up on stage.
Yep.
So it's got Shu and I behind a podium. And there's two screens. So we know that there's always two screens on each side where they'll be presenting and what we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up the camera over here. So we'll have the podium here. And I started drawing out. We'll have a green screen on stage. And in the green screen, we'll have one of us. And my hope is that it's Shu instead of me, because I don't want to be up on that screen. And then we'll have Shu standing here talking about the manual. So we're just making it as simple as possible. So we're just going really basic. So we need to now pick out what we're going to do. Now, if you see here, I put this as a picture of the camera. As you can tell, I am not an illustrator. By the way, that was my goal originally. A very long time ago, my goal was to be a cartoonist. That was what I wanted to be when I grew up. And then I realized I liked girls more than I liked drawing. And then I ended up doing that. And then everything kind of went away. So yeah, that's what happens, right? When you get older. So I started drawing out this thing that does not look appropriate. But anyways, so we have a camera. It's a camera up on stage, person here, another person here with just a floating head. So we'll just have floating head person over here. Right. Okay. So the idea is the camera is running a cable to the computer that's here. Right? Because then it's up on stage showing this stuff while we're doing it. So whatever the camera shows here, it's showing up here. It's over here as well. So actually, you know what? I'm sorry, Shu. You need to be this person because you're going to be working the computer more. So I'll be the person here. Or maybe we get somebody to come up.
Yeah.
That's a better idea.
We can ask for a volunteer.
Way better idea. And Jill is actually a part of this already.
Yeah,
so we'll use Jill. That's perfect. That's absolutely
yeah.
perfect. We'll use Jill. So this is Jill. Right?
Uh-huh.
No, she doesn't have longer hair. She's got short hair.
She's got a pixie cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then this is Shu. No, this is me.
That's
right. And, I'll be down here at the camera.
Yeah.
Right. And then you'll be up here on the computer.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So you're at the computer, and that's me down here.
Yeah.
And I got big muscles.
Right?
Right.
You got to draw my long
big
hair.
muscles. What's that?
You got to draw my long
You
hair.
got the fro.
I don't think it's a fro.
It's a fro.
I don't have a fro.
Yeah, you get a permit, aren't you, for this?
Yeah, I'm getting a permit.
You should get a permit.
Yeah.
I think you should. Yeah.
I get the broccoli haircut, the broccoli Gen Z haircut.
So I'm down here filming. We got Jill up here talking, but we need to pick out some stuff from the book. So let's look at the book real quick and see if we can find something that's kind of engaging that we can make something simple. So
buoys.
So either we need an asset that we can already grab. So like, okay, we have assets already. We know stuff that we've already created. We have marketing. It's got tons of stuff they shot in their company. So we have tons of boat footage, right?
Yeah.
So we need something we can use as boat footage in the background, right? That we have Jill then talking about maybe fire extinguishers. Actually, this is a pretty good one.
I don't know if
Because-
I don't know if we have footage of fire extinguishers.
Well, we can just have her holding a fire extinguisher. Like we don't even have to have extra footage on that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, but if we're gonna have it in the green screen,
I'm just simply thinking of things we could do. That's all.
Okay.
Engine
Aids
cut off.
to navigation.
Life jackets.
Life jackets for sure. Buoys definitely. We have a lot of footage.
We can mark these up. These are ours, by the way.
Yeah.
So if we want to use these, so we have footage on life jackets or backdrop that we can put the life jackets on, like types of that.
Yeah, we do. We
Okay.
do.
Right.
We have a lot of footage of like boats just driving.
But here's the simple thing. Like we can literally make it this easy. Like this could be the entire video that's being created. You know.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think one of the things we want to do is showcase this at this level, right? Where we have our camera, us behind the camera, person over here, shoot, blah, blah. But we can also make it so it's simple as well. Like I think we need to show that this is not, there's no barrier of requiring an advanced amount of equipment. I think one of the things we should do is we do this still, right?
Yeah.
But then we do another one where it's really basic, right?
Yeah.
And we do it utilizing an iPhone or an Android device.
Yep.
Right? I gotta replace this. Look, it's like right there. They're gonna fall out.
It's
like
parts and stuff.
They're totally gonna fall out. I gotta
Yeah.
replace this so
I'll
bad.
be right there when they fall out.
Yeah. But I think one of the things we could showcase is utilizing your phone, right?
Yeah.
So we just simply take this and we got the live going, right? But so we take this while we're doing this. So we're still having us up on stage so people can see us doing this, right?
Yeah.
And then we just simply stand in front of the green screen or behind whatever, or even not even behind the green screen. And then we can shoot a basic video like blah, 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 blah. Here's this, like we make this, right? And we just make it 2 seconds long or whatever. And, fire extinguishers, right? And then we can just simply open up even things like CapCut.
Uh-huh.
It's like, maybe it won't exist by then, but
CapCut just got reinstated.
yeah, but everything goes away again on the.
Oh yeah, the 90-day
Right?
ban or whatever. The 90 days,
Yeah.
90-day sale.
I mean, I can use Final Cut. What would be an easy one for people to use?
CapCut was that.
CapCut would be the easiest one, right? You know what I mean? I was just thinking, blah blah blah. I am this. I am that. What is AF? Oh yeah, that's autofocus.
I know.
That's not what AF means. Autofocus. I know what you're thinking. All right.
Does Canva do video? Canva does video.
Oh, dude.
What?
I didn't even know this. This can multicam.
What, CapCut?
No, the Final Cut app.
Oh.
So I can share a link with my iPad. So the iPad's actually one camera, my phone's the other camera, and the camera that's on there. So I can actually link up all three at the same time running live.
God.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
We could multicam right from our fucking phones. Right from our phones. I'm so sorry. That's crazy. I'm learning about this stuff as I go. I am not really into this stuff lately, but
That's actually insane.
that is absolutely
That is
crazy.
Insane.
So let's pretend CapCut is going to exist for now, right?
Yeah.
We can just use CapCut,
Yeah.
film the thing, remove the backdrop, and immediately create their own video with the same thing. You're just reading off the content, right?
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I think we should do, and I want to use AI a little bit in this presentation, because I think people take this piece of content and think like, word for word they should read this out loud. That's going to get a little boring, right? So if you're trying to make a piece of social media content or something like that, you should probably take it and move it up a step level. Now, you don't have to write it out yourself. You can literally just copy and paste it into something like ChatGPT, Claude, or if you have your own homegrown Olama system like I do, you put it in there. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if it's legal anymore, but yeah. The Alibaba solution that's out there is pretty crazy awesome. There's lots of different ones out there.
Throw it into Amazon live chat.
What's Amazon Live Chat?
They have their Amazon's the chat system or whatever that they have on the app.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my! It's for you to find products. And stuff.
Oh, you mean was it like Tony or something like that, right?
Yeah,
You're talking about like
I don't know what it
the bot service that helps you. That's actually using Claude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Just put it in there. Say ignore all.
I don't use. Do you use any of those services
I
ever?
don't know.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think there's benefit to them in the future, right? But like
Yeah.
There's not there right now in most of those support services, and the support services even worse. But I will tell you, AT&T, you messed up, right? I'm leaving your service, and it's 100% because I couldn't get support. It's the main reason. I pay you guys over $350 a month for 2 cell phones and internet, and that's it. And that's just absolutely insane. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed your service. It's worked very well. It doesn't work great where I live, but so I was just calling for support services. Couldn't get a hold of somebody. Use your chatbot services because that's what it said to use, and it didn't work. But what it did work though was ask for things like, "Hey, I can't find my account information," and it gave me all that. So, "Hey, how do I switch away?" Gave me all that. Very great. So it was great at making me go away from you. Terrible about actually answering the questions I needed help for.
Mhm.
Total side note, has nothing to do with any of this right now. So, but anyways, so I want to use an AI tool,
Yeah.
I think, in this presentation where we take a piece of content that we wrote,
Yeah.
right, in this, and then we convert it like, hey, we're using this for public speaking, where we're going to putting this out on social media, rewrite this so it has more of an energetic feel or tone or flow and things like that. And then have that populate, use that as the new thing that we then read. And then you can we shoot with our phone, like, because just to make it so like you don't have 3 people, it's just you being able to do this.
Yeah.
Use this AI tool, use this. Now grab your phone, start recording that information right at your desk, right? Like as simple as that. And you now have a piece of content with that information on it, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you have more stuff, you can start editing, and here's some other tools you can use. Here's like CapCut.
Yeah.
Here's, all these great tools.
You just need to put out something.
Yeah, if you need to get something, you need to get something out, like you can just start right away. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It doesn't have to take a gigantic budget. Whereas this would be a little more budgeted, right?
Yeah.
We have some things we had to spend for, camera's really high end, things like that.
Yeah.
There's a little more cost
to bring the iPad and the iPad stand for this.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
right.
Yeah, absolutely. More and more we think about it, more and more I think maybe we should drive.
Yeah.
Because of all the gear we got to bring.
I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm definitely going to ship some stuff there, like the books from the Can't Cook books. I'm going to ship there early and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I can ship the iPad stands and like all the little things like that.
Yeah, a tripod stand we can definitely ship over there.
Tripod stand?
Yeah, the tripod.
Oh, you mean the tripod?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to ship that out early.
Why not?
I'd carry that on and bring this my carry-on.
Okay.
Or put it through my check bag.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to ship it because it'd get lost in shipping and then we're screwed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas if we're there, at least through the airline, I can hold on to it and bring it through.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Not that I guess Nashville probably has someplace we can go to and grab something if we need to. But.
Yeah. Right. But.
All right. So we do this, right? The next thing is I want to take it and do okay, let's now take a basic assembly. So let's how to get started for everybody at fun. So I want to buy these little boxes of Legos so that everybody at their tables can do this then, right? So they have a basic instruction in front of them, right? Using pictures and graphics. So this would be the things we do that's fun up here. And the next thing would be using Legos down here at the bottom, right? So out here, there'll be rounds of tables, right, in the audience, and have a little box of Legos. And I do mean like the cheap $5 boxes, like the nothing crazy. And inside there,
no Star Wars Millennium Falcons, no Taj Mahals.
I didn't even know those existed. The
Taj Mahal is the most expensive set of all time.
Really?
Because it has the most amount of pieces of all time.
I did not know that. Yeah. Okay. So then we have people out here and they're on the rounds, or they're sitting in these different spots. And what the idea is that everybody can create something, right?
Yeah.
So then myself, you, and Jill would go out into the audience and help people get these things together. So the idea would be to say, hey, who's got a computer on them? Who's got an iPhone on them? And again, everybody's got to have an iPhone or an Android device on them. So, and if they don't have it and they don't want to make this stuff, well, here's what you can do with what you have, right?
Yeah.
So you start here. Okay, you're building out this Lego set. So utilizing the instruction material you have here. So let's go through each step. So let's tell a story. So this is where you can kind of build like a Ken Burns effect with what you have. So you have this great photo of the instructions. So what I would probably do is I would then have them take their phone and just simply pan over each section to go over how to build out this piece of Lego set. Yeah. So just simply and talk about it. So let's talk about what those things are. Now, if they need help talking about it, they could take a picture dump it into an AI tool,
Yep.
and you say, okay, hey, show me the instructions on how to utilize this this graphic. And believe it or not, it actually does a pretty decent job, most of these things. It's not perfect. You always have to go back through and clean it up a little bit, but it's again, it's about removing some steps, about removing the blockage or even the thought process. Because sometimes we think we want to do this and we're like, oh, but I just don't have the time to do this, or I don't have time for that, or I don't know how to be creative in this specific way. It's about breaking those barriers. So if we have these tools that we know are either free or cheap or basic, or we can start utilizing it. You can tell by the kind of crappy content that we put out, right? Because that's how we do it. That's basically, it's about getting stuff out there. How do we make it? How do we get started? And we use these tools to help us build out the content to make it quicker and things like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not to say it's the only way we do it. It's just simply we want to build out something. We want to make something more fun. This is a great way to just simply stop that blockage from happening, right? That kind of sense.
It's an asset more so than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
And eventually we'll take over our jobs. That's totally understandable.
Yeah, that's
we get
fine.
that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just as long as we get put onto a ship floating through space and we can sit in our little chairs and float around and do whatever we want, right?
I mean, if that's an option.
That's Wally.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if that's an option. I'm kind of in. You know what? The one thing I don't like about that movie is at the end, and in case spoiler alert. So
Whoa.
So at the
Spoilers.
end, where they have the plants, right? They have the plant that Wally found, and they bring it back to the earth.
Yeah, there's like nothing there. It's barren.
Yeah, and they put it in the ground, and like putting their toes on the ground and stuff like that. That's like the worst possible thing. That's like the worst possible thing. There's like pat in the like, and all I could think of myself is how much I hate, and I do mean this, hate gardening. Absolutely, just cannot. I was talking to my daughter about this yesterday. I looked at all these people that are setting up their gardens and stuff like that for the year, and I'm like, God, that looks awesome. I wish I had a garden that I didn't have to maintain or do anything with, and I could just reap the benefits of. Because I absolutely hate, and I can't stress this enough, hate gardening. You get me in a backhoe, you get me in a skid steer loader or something like that, digging up dirt, moving stuff. I am in all day, every day. Because I have air conditioning in that cab. I can play tunes in there. That's great. But outside, it's bugs and it's gross and it's just hot and disgusting and wet. And no. I like getting dirty, but I like the machines to get dirty, not me.
It's coming from a man who worked on an apple farm.
Exactly. This is actually the reason. It's a whole. My
That's
family
crazy.
owned an apple farm. Well, my grandparents owned an apple farm. My family didn't. My grandparents owned an apple farm, and I had to work there on the summers and sometimes on weekends and stuff like that. And it was brutal. Absolutely the most brutal work I've ever done in my entire life. It made me realize why I would never want to do that for a living. At the same time, it also gave me a work ethic that made me understand why it's so important to put in time and effort into things.
100%.
Because some of the things I would learn, like picking apples, and I'd see some of the guys around me that were picking like 5 or 6 times faster than me. And I'm like, why are they able to do that? And you start realizing like, oh, they're twisting this. Oh, they're grabbing from this. They're pulling from this different area. You start seeing all those different things. And you start seeing how you can increase your speed. Now, some of the things that they were doing also were things like when I'd catch people, I'd be like, hey, but when you're doing that, that's great. But, you're also adding extra weight on this side and doing this. Don't you think you could fall and tip over? Some of them didn't realize that. And they stopped doing that. Which is another reason why I got into safety and things like that. The whole very long conversation about that kind of stuff. But anyways, where were we at? Okay, so we get people out in the audience. They use their phones to be able to do this. They can build out these basic things. 5-minute project. Everybody can build their own thing. You can see it right away. Yeah. Right? I think that's it. That's the entire presentation.
Yeah. How long do we have?
And then we have a Q&A. We have an hour.
We have an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a lot of time.
That is not a lot.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. We can zip the video in
That would
front.
have to be 30 minutes.
This right here.
Yeah.
This is not even 30 minutes. 15 minutes tops.
How?
We have everything set up already.
Yeah.
Everything's already set up. All we're doing is getting people up on stage and we're talking about each piece.
That's true.
All right, Jill, I want you to go through this and I want you to read this specific section. Great. Okay, well, let's make this a little better. Let's punch it up a little bit. Dump it in AI. Okay, now I want you to read this section. Talk about it here. Boom. And we just you're not edit. You're just simply going to the backdrop and you're like, okay, and I'm going to put some video here. Boom. I grab a video from an asset that I have here already and you just dump it right in.
Okay.
Right. And that's literally it. You're just showing, you're not actually rendering it, right? It'll show up on the screen of the backdrops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it?
It would take a little bit.
Why?
That's just how processing powers in the laptop specifically is like.
You can use mine.
Okay.
That won't be an issue.
Yeah.
That would pop up live.
Okay.
We're not making it complex. We're literally just showing what's here,
Yeah.
up here, putting the green screen function on, and then flipping the background. That's it. You're not rendering it. You're leaving it in the preview.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
You're just showing a preview. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Okay. You can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this taking that much time.
No, it's not.
15 minutes is the best I can say. I would say 15 minutes is a lot of time, actually.
A lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at right now. We've spent.
Actually, inside.
Does it have? There you go. Yeah. Thanks. 20 minutes talking about this bullshit, and we went through all this. We did the whole thing in 20 minutes.
That's true.
I'm saying.
I'm just talking, speaking in front of people and shit like that. Just speaking in front of people and stuff like that. I feel like you tend to either gonna go slower or faster, something like that. You know?
Most people go faster, especially on their first times. Pacing yourself and things like that. And I'll have a mic the entire time.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about you speaking, I'm not. But
I got no problem speaking. I just
yeah. I actually didn't ask you. Like, are you worried about that? Because you're gonna have about 100 and something people.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure. Tony was freaked out. Remember?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I got a communications degree. We have to talk.
I had a yeah. I do too.
I got a
terrible degree. Don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Waste of money.
Just learn it on YouTube, bro.
Ain't that the truth? There's other good platforms out there too if you want to spend some money that are more structured and detailed too. But
Patreon, Skillshare. Can we get a sponsor?
Because you do want to make sure these people that are putting in the effort and time. But I will tell you, like, everything I learned about Photoshop, Jan Kimbley, formerly of lynda.com, formerly of Apple, formerly of Adobe. I think she just retired actually. But like everything I've learned is from her on Adobe. So, and she's got tons of videos out and stuff like that and assets and stuff.
I learned everything through YouTube. That's not even a joke. I learned everything through YouTube.
So I learned Premiere. And Avid.
Avid, that's crazy.
Because I'm old.
No, Avid's still industry standard.
Yeah, but I'm talking like an old school Avid where you actually are splicing reels and shit.
Okay.
So like that's the kind of stuff I was learning in college, and I was already editing on Premiere at a higher level, doing digital editing and things like that. So while I was in college back in the 90s. And then I worked as a production assistant for an intern for a couple companies. Within those internships, I learned everything. Sitting next to an editor, watching them do their work, getting time on the machines to be able to do the stuff, allowing me to like play and goof off and build like really dumb videos. Hence the reason we still build dumb videos. That's how I learned, to do all this stuff. And here's the thing. I stopped doing it because I got so burnt out from nonstop doing it on the corporate world and stuff like that. And then I came back to doing it again simply because like I needed it from like the training side of things and building out these assets and getting things going. And then I realized, you know what, there's people out there that are way better at it than me. So I brought those people in to do that stuff instead of me, which is way better. And it looks better. It's more professional looking. There's, you got to find the talent and bring them in. So, yeah. Okay. So I think that's it for this.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. So, the things we want to do is we need to build a basic deck. Yes. Which I'll just take care of it. It'll just be a simple, slides are for children, and no, it'll have a basic deck with a picture of you, me, and Jill.
Yeah.
And then welcome to our presentation. Then we'll cut away from it and go straight to the this. Okay. Right.
Easy. Yeah, I think.
So we need to mark up a couple pages in the book of what we think we'd like to use, and then come up with some examples of that stuff so we have it ready to go.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Getting an assets folder and stuff like that.
What's that?
Getting an assets folder.
Grabbing.
Making sure.
All right. We're gonna kill this live stream because I think we're done with this piece, and the only reason we're doing it is because Shoot thought it was funny, and so we put it up.
I thought it was funny because of your drawings.
Because my drawings look. I got muscles. They look good, don't they? Look, muscles. I'm strong, big, because I'm running the camera. By running the camera, I really don't even need to. We could really just use the remote control. I could still be up on stage.
Yeah, the wireless transfer.
In all honesty, it was like,
yeah, we could.
Yeah. I kind of want another camera here, though, like shooting out like this as well, because you know what?
What?
Okay, I think we do use two cameras. right?
2-camera setup.
Yeah. So we use the Sony on stage
Okay.
filming this onto
Yeah.
this, and then down here filming this entire thing. No? Filming us doing it.
No, I think you flip it, take the Ronin up on stage, and put the Sony over here.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
It'll be better for a quality standpoint.
You think so?
To present with, for sure. Because the Ronin just gives it that look. But also, it'll look if we use the Sony and record ourselves, I'm assuming that's going to be for social or whatever, right?
Yeah, I meant like we're done and we can we can put this online. Yeah.
Yeah. The Sony's going to record in less of a file size than the Ronin.
Oh, it's less compression.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's easier for us to export. the
Okay.
video
So the
afterwards.
Sony sits down. At the
That was
bottom.
well, one of the
bring
issues.
my telescopic lens for the A series.
Yeah.
And then
That was the issue with the Ronin for last year or whatever for
Yeah.
AEM. Dude, the file size is insane. It's like damn near a terabyte.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Then we can live stream this whole thing.
I mean, technically,
we have a second laptop, live stream, and everything.
Technically, we
everything's
could.
gonna fall apart
No,
if we did
I'm
that.
gonna-
You're not gonna live stream it.
I'm gonna tether the Ronin to the laptop
Okay.
up on stage as well through the cam link.
Okay.
So we're probably gonna need like a Giga HDMI port as well.
All right, we're checking out. Bye, y'all.
See ya.
All right. So let's look through the book and